देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC इज नंबर 1 इन सिंगापुर का।
मैं लंबासा के निवासी, मेरा नाम प्रेम चंद्रा है। देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC को मेरा सलाम।
नैनी में देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC।
रेडियो FBC में देश की धड़कन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
रेडियो FBC इज नंबर 1 इन सिंगापुर।
नैनी में मेरा धड़कन है रेडियो FBC।
हम ननुपुर के लिए रहता है और हम रेडियो FBC हरदम सुनता है।
हमें रेडियो FBC सुनो बहुत अच्छा लगे, आप भी रेडियो FBC सुनो।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC।
In this bulletin, private education institutions being investigated for duping foreign students. 2 police officers suspended for alleged assault on minor. And families receive compensation payout for deceased and injured civil servants. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Major investigations are underway into allegations of local private education institutions tricking foreign students into paying large sums of money by making false promises about opportunities to study in Fiji. Mika Longa reports it's only after they arrive in Fiji that the foreign students realize what was promised to them were just lies.
At least 4 higher education institutions are being investigated by the Immigration Department. These institutions had advertised and enrolled students mainly from Bangladesh, India and Nepal through the internet. Director Immigration Nemani Vunuwanga says the 30 students paid thousands of dollars, borrowed from relatives and banks to study IT and English, among other subjects.
Ask them, why come and undertake training here in Fiji for IT when that can be offered? When we are even recruiting IT personnel from India, Bangladesh to come and work for these big firms, companies in Fiji. It's quite, no, it doesn't match. And to pay for that big sum of money to come right to Fiji is a question.
One of the institutions used the Super City Library just there and posed it as one of the universities in Fiji, an indication of how extreme their activities were and the extent they go to obtain money from their victims under false pretense.
We're still dealing with one institution in the West that that's a recent one, just this year, from late last year, because they intended to bring in students this year, and we've stopped. We've stopped because of the complaints that have been received from past students.
The foreign students were also promised that Fiji would be a stepping stone for them to Australia, New Zealand and other countries once they graduate. Nemani Vunuwanga says the relevant agencies should carefully screen higher education institutions to avoid such incidences from reoccurring.
Unfortunately, these institutions have been given the approvals from the Higher Education Commission.
We can only regulate the ones who confer certificates. One of those institutions do not provide a certificate of attainment or a diploma or a degree, so they don't fall under our radar at the moment.
Dr. Richard Waugh says they are attempting to rectify the anomaly.
We are in the process of changing the promulgation that's gone through the processes in government, and once that is approved, then it will be any institution that is operating in this country in the higher education sector that we will be able to monitor and regulate.
Nemani Vunuwanga says the foreign students were forced into working illegally and were under a lot of pressure and very frustrated when they were told to leave Fiji. Mikalonga, FBC News.
The proposed political party to be led by Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama will register with the Register of Political Parties on April 22nd. Speaking to the people of Vanuatu in Lao last night, Bainimarama said he will then launch his party in May. Villagers asked him how elections will be carried out. Bainimarama explained, if 5 parties compete in the general elections, then 250 names and photos will be on the ballot paper. He also revealed that the president will issue a directive 60 days before elections for all registration of voters to stop. Campaigning will stop 2 weeks before elections. The people of Vanuatu have promised the Prime Minister they will support him in the elections. The decision was endorsed in a village meeting. 2 police officers have been suspended and are waiting to appear before an internal tribunal following an alleged assault on a minor who was held in custody at the Lautoka police station last week. The Fiji police force launched an investigation into the case and discovered the police officers had allegedly broken a number of official procedures. Christopher Chand reports.
The juvenile was arrested with a group of boys. It's believed the police officers failed to verify everyone's age and subsequently didn't inform the minor's parents as per the law. Instead, it's alleged the 2 police officers beat up the boy while he was in custody.
We just want to have deterrent measures in place. So the name of the Fiji Police Force is held high. We trying to build our trust and the confidence with the community. And I can't be seeing my officers breaching those provisions of police practices and the law to ruin our organization's name.
The 2 police officers will now await a tribunal hearing which will be headed by a senior officer appointed by the acting commissioner. The police says it's pursuing the case even though the mother of the victim later wanted to drop the complaint.
And I made a stand. I said no, if we are at fault, I will ensure that we correct our fault, and those officers responsible should be taken to task to prevent further breaches.
An initial investigation has identified the 2 police officers who have been suspended. Further disciplinary action will depend on the tribunal hearing.
Will you be able to be in a position to tell us what the police officers did?
No, that's basically part of the investigation. They will be going through a tribunal procedure. I think it should be not an issue at this stage because we're taking them through a tribunal.
Within 3 days, the internal hearing should start on the allegations against the officers. The head of the Fiji police says he will not entertain officers who abuse their power. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
3 families today received money as payout for family members who died whilst in government service. They received over $20,000 in compensation from the Labour Ministry. Chanel Sivan reports.
One of the objectives of the Bainimarama government is to guarantee workplaces are safe. Today, the dependents of those who have either lost their lives or were injured during work were compensated.
If workplaces are not safe and people get hurt or they suffer a disease or they lose their life because of something in the workplace, the government legislation allows that compensation must be paid by the employer to that person. So the first focus of government, try to make sure the workplace is safe. That is why we have our OHS laws. That's why you have your OHS committees. We try to make sure that it's safe. And there is a duty by all parties to make sure that the workplace is safe.
For these 2 brothers, losing their younger brother cannot be compared to the compensation they received today. Constable Elvin Prakash was the younger brother of Ashish and Ravi, lost his life after he was beaten by a group of people while on duty. Both the brothers received close to $2,500 each.
This money is given by the government is not actually a big amount to me. I have like a very precious thing to lose, my brother. He was working for the government, and I've been running after his death, and I have seen that no, it has come, like they have given the payment, but it's not what he had. The injuries was not to have about 5,000 for his life.
Their brother was 28 years old when he passed away.
He was on duty in the police post while some people attacked him with a knife on the head. And after 1 year he was admitted in ICU when he had that injury. But after 1 year he had a major operation like opening his skull, taking some bones out because some of the bones were poking to his brain. He was complaining after that he has severe head pain. Every morning he was complaining that his face swollen.
The money, it is not an adequate compensation for the losses that they face, but at least it will help the dependents to get on with their lives.
Mohini Lata and Karaleni Tumbuna received $10,000 each for the loss of their loved ones while on duty. The government has set aside $1.5 million for workmen's compensation for civil servants. As for private sector, business owners will have to pay for compensation to dependents. The amount given today may not replace the loved ones, but it's certainly a change for the better compared to the past. At least dependents now have something to help them move on in life. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, rubbish burns out of control causes a major blaze.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nonda kunua.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fiji One singa toka mbole ni station ni alumatu.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One station ni alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatu.
Au tungo korbo ando borro mo live na station ni alumatu na radio Fiji One. Ando borro na radio Fiji One na station ni alumatu na mando tele.
Na radio Fiji One ando mo ibitin honga ni BNN.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. A rubbish fire at a private property on Bureta Street got out of control this morning and completely destroyed the newly refurbished home. Property owner Ivan Fong says a gardener was burning rubbish in the yard when the fire spread to the nearby home. Fong says it did not help that there was a water cut in the area.
Certainly it was a contributing factor. I mean, I understand the guy was trying to put out the fire with the hose, but he didn't get enough water to control it when it was small, and because of that it kind of caught on to the rest of the building.
Firefighters managed to contain the inferno this afternoon, but not before the home was completely destroyed. The National Fire Authority has yet to begin its investigations. The increase in urban traffic congestion is a direct result of the increase in motor vehicles on our roads. The Fiji Police Force, the Land Transport Authority and the National Fire Authority are now positioning themselves to cater for free flow of traffic. Chanel Sivan reports.
Police visibility on our roads during peak hours has certainly increased in recent times, but the job ahead looks very daunting. These men at the Police Traffic Department in Suva are gearing up to reduce the risks of traffic congestion on our roads.
Looking at the number of vehicles on our road and the drivers on our road, it is not in our control, and we are here to serve the community, and we are here to ensure that the road is safe for them to use. We are not here to say the number of vehicles should be on the road or number of drivers. It is not our call. Our job is to ensure that they are safe on our road.
One of the major hurdles of controlling traffic congestion is the number of new vehicles on our roads.
We cannot stop people from buying or purchasing vehicles. The only thing that we can do is just try to manage the flow of traffic on our main highways. It's a good sign. I can say that it's a good sign to the economy and to the people of the Fiji. At least they are purchasing vehicles. As I have stated, we cannot, the police just have to strategize its current operations and look into some areas that we can improve, and so that people do not blame us.
During peak hours, traffic at this stretch here in Nambua moves at a snail pace. More delays are caused and tempers flare as short journeys turns into long and tedious traffic jams.
We are continuing to beef up our traffic enforcement equipment, and we will be getting more equipments for our enforcement, that is including breathalyzer equipment, the speed detectors.
Police traffic officers are now being given in-depth training on how to control traffic congestion during peak hours. But with the vehicle numbers always increasing, it's very likely that more solutions may have to be found quickly. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Agriculture Ministry will restart potato farming from next month, but this time farmers will be planting a new variety. Deputy Secretary Rai Waimbuta says the new variety, Red Pontiac, is suitable for Fiji's climate as opposed to the seeds brought in from New Zealand previously. Ritika Pratap has more.
The Agriculture Ministry introduced potato farming in 2010 as part of its import substitution initiative. However, the trial period was not viable as potato seeds brought in from New Zealand were not suited to Fiji's environment.
New Zealand is a temperate country and Fiji is a tropical country, so we thought that variety was an issue, getting a temperate variety, planting it into a tropical area is a problem, so we are now sourcing it from another temperate area.
The new variety, Red Pontiac, is a red-skinned crop.
We are fortunate that we have located some seeds which we thought is suitable for Fiji, and we will be sourcing seed material from Queensland this year, and we are working towards that.
Planting will be done on about 80 hectares of land.
April, which is the planting season, potato from Australia should be here in Fiji, and areas up in the Western Division, especially Singatoka Valley and the Nanderivatu area, should be back into production.
The Agriculture Ministry has set aside $150,000 for potato farming. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Sports now, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Good evening. Coming up, Ben Ryan aims for consistency at the Tokyo Sevens, and Athletics Fiji AGM postponed as mediations continue. This and more after the break.
Today FM is #1 here in Singatoka.
We like Today FM in Lambasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Subah.
Loto kasi they love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs. We love Today FM at Vuniva Lambasa. Yeah, it rocks! I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Consistency is not considered to be one of the Fiji Sevens team's strongest points. The high level of competition within the IRB series makes it hard for any team to win back-to-back titles. But Ben Ryan says he will not use this as an excuse as his men strive for success in Tokyo this weekend. Talenda Dakadaka reports.
The national sevens side will be striving for consistent performance throughout the Tokyo Sevens. Ben Ryan admits the matter sticks out like a sore thumb and will be something he will be looking to remedy before game day.
I mean, and that means obviously coming through to the cup competition on both days. And yeah, look, third place behind, I know that, England have got, I don't know how many times more budget than us, as have, Australia below us and some of the others. So we are, batting well above our average at the moment, and it's with a very young side, and got a bit more experience in the team now with Sete and a couple of others coming back.
4 rounds remain in the IRB series this season. The team battles on bravely for pole position, but the focus is also on the road towards the 2016 Rio Olympics in Brazil.
Got that in my mind this year, and I've got thick skin. If we don't quite get the results that we want, frankly, that's secondary to making sure that we get into the Olympics after, in about 12 months' time, we'll know if we're there or not.
It will be interesting to see if Fiji can finally overcome its struggles with inconsistency over the 2-day tournament. Judging by their first ever win in Dubai last year, anything is possible. Chalendo Dakadak, FBC Sports.
The Telecom Fiji Warriors' third match in the Pacific Rugby Cup is currently underway against the junior Japan side. Chiuta Lutomalangi starts at fly half for injured pivot Waisea Luvenyali. The PRC defending champions need to win by a big score margin against the junior Cherry Blossom side if they want to stay on track to retain their title.
It's a hard task, it's a hard call and a hard ask. But, if we get our act together, we can do it. And that's what we hope to do today.
The Warriors have so far recorded a win and a loss in the competition. Ongoing mediations led by Oceania National Olympic Committee President Robin Mitchell are beginning to frustrate the Athletics Fiji fraternity. Now a decision has been made to postpone the annual general meeting that was supposed to be held in Nandi tomorrow. As mediator for the two factions, Mitchell has yet to provide a valid reason for the postponement decision made today, which has already upset many club affiliates in the Western Division.
We have to discuss a lot of things in the meeting. One, the current conflict was going in athletics. To have an AGM, that conflict could have been solved. The other one, the Commonwealth Games is coming in July. We want to know who will be leading Athletics Fiji. And there was a major event coming to Fiji. Oceania Cross Country was coming to Fiji, first time ever. And we may lose this.
We have to look for people who can bring some glory to the country, bring everything up. There were times
When Easter Championship, there were 28, 30 people running the 10,000 meters. There is not even one guy running the 10,000 meters now. IGM should go on Wednesday. It's been advertised for the last 60 days or so. Should go on, man. Let's see whatever happens.
Mediations continue for Mitchell while a new date to hold the AGM is yet to be set. That's it from the Sports Desk. Good evening.
Despite tourism being an important contributor to the economic development in Pacific Island countries, the analysis of tourism data remains ununiformed. A three-day Pacific conference on measuring tourism underway in Nandi, organized by the South Pacific Tourism Organization, is aimed at implementing effective policies on ways to measure tourism using common data and statistics. Akosita Tale was at the conference and finds out just how important facts and figures are and how it's helped grow Fiji's tourism industry.
The role of tourism statistics, data, figures and other economic information is very vital to the industry. Such data attracts more foreign direct investment and assists the development of tourism products. It monitors progress and the conduct of strategic marketing, which measures the contribution of tourism through employment.
If Fiji is to improve on its marketing, the destination in the overseas markets, for example, you need to have solid data to back up your decisions. You know, how do you market? Which countries, which source markets do you target? What kind of marketing activities do you put together? What kind of market segments do you target?
With most Pacific Island countries challenged with inconsistent reporting methods, unavailability of basic data, lack of national tourism and statistic offices, the SPTO is confident this conference will provide the platform to change this.
How can we establish a regionally accepted definition of tourism, to define tourism, and also how do we measure tourism? If that is standardized across the region, it will help these small island countries better prepare themselves towards how they can measure the importance of tourism.
Data and statistics are also crucial in assisting policymakers refocus for the future and realize the potential in the industry.
And when they get this together, the Fiji is able to put together the reports, which does benefit stakeholders, for example, government and private sector stakeholders, who are in need of using the data for various good reasons.
SPTO hopes to increase cooperation, sharing and standardization of data between countries, which in turn will enable better marketing, promotion and product development, an increasingly important issue in today's competitive marketplace. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Glad to have you back, Jen. What's happening with weather?
Thanks, Jackie. Well, today wasn't so bad. Not that rain is a bad thing, but after the past few weeks, several days of sunshine would be fantastic. A lot of cloudiness throughout the country with some showers over here in Savasavu. Most of the major centers were on 33 today, so quite a warm day for Fiji. Suva and the Hidden Paradise are on 32 and 31 degrees respectively. A strong wind warning remains in force for Lao, Southwest Viti Levu, Korosi, Kandavu and Vathuira passages. Tomorrow sees more afternoon showers, but we will have fine conditions in the morning. And now for our photo of the day from Malangerengere. Great picture, but we'd like to have more, so send your pictures in to citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. You have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Our main stories tonight: private education institutions being investigated for duping foreign students, 2 police officers suspended for alleged assault on minor, and families receive compensation payout for deceased and injured civil servants. On to our poll question for this week. We're asking, should Fiji rejoin the Commonwealth if given the chance? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's FBC News for tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Na Bula FM rake tali taki.
Gonga elambasa Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndu tali tak na borong na Bula FM number 2 na sere su.
Kau buat itu geraki au rewat juga nistima au ndau tali tak na borong na Bula.
Bala bina Fiji Bula FM number 2 Singatoka.
Bula bina era roga Bula FM number 2 Tikonga.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.